Remy Ma is no stranger to controversy, but this time it wasn't a diss track, a rap beef, or a messy breakup making headlines. It was something far more personal and far more explosive. Outside a quiet Queens courthouse, the conceited rapper found herself at the center of a public showdown, not with a rival rapper or a nosy reporter, but with the grieving daughter of a man her own son is accused of murdering. And the whole thing caught on camera. The woman, emotional, furious, and unfiltered, confronted Remy right there on the courthouse steps, accusing her of acting tough, daring her to go around the corner and settle it off camera.
Like your mother's ugly? Like your mother's ugly?
Oh, same thing.
Oh, okay.
Same thing.
Oh, okay.
Watch.
Yeah, okay. We could test her right now. Right now. Right now, ugly. Everything. Oh, you thought you was gonna see something ugly, bitch. You wasn't. But you wasn't. But you wasn't. But you wasn't. Same here. You see what's up? Same here. You see what's up? Oh, okay.
But Remy didn't back down. In fact, she looked her dead in the eye and responded, "Come on, beat me up." Seconds later, the clip cuts off, but the internet had already seen enough. The video went viral within hours, and the debate exploded. Was this a mother defending her child, or a celebrity crossing a line she can't walk back? But that moment outside the courthouse, that was just the surface, because what's happening behind the scenes in courtrooms, on surveillance tapes, and in secret conversations is even darker than most fans realize, and it all centers around Remy Ma's 23-year-old son, a chilling murder for hire allegation, and a courtroom battle that could end with life behind bars. Let's break it all down. June 24th was supposed to be just another day in court for Remy Ma's son, Jason Scott. But before the judge even entered the room, drama exploded just outside. Standing on the courthouse steps in Queens, Remy Ma was suddenly approached by a woman who wasn't there for a show. She came with real pain and real fury. That woman was Jasmine Dior, the daughter of the man Jason is accused of killing. And from the moment she stepped into Remy's path, the tension was electric.
Try to beat you up. Come downstairs. You know you in front of the courthouse trying to act like you're tough. So, yeah, stop. Yeah, let's go around the corner. Let's go around the corner. Come on, let's go. Turn around. Like your mother's ugly?
Phones were already rolling when the confrontation started. Jasmine didn't hold back. She called Remy out for acting tough, accusing her of showing zero empathy for the victim's family. Then, in front of everyone, she told Remy to go around the corner so they could settle it physically out of sight of the police. Remy, calm, unmoved. She didn't flinch. Her response? Just 3 words: "Come on, beat me up." And that was it. The video cut out. No punches, no police sirens in the background, just those last cold words echoing as the clip ended. But that moment said everything. Later footage showed Remy Ma in handcuffs, flanked by officers. No one could confirm why she was detained or if she even was. But the image spread like wildfire, and just like that, the story changed. It was no longer just about her son's murder charges. It was about a mother's rage, a daughter's grief, and a face-to-face collision between 2 women on opposite sides of a tragedy. But who exactly is Jasmine Dior? And why did she come after Remy with so much heat? What she said next revealed the depth of her pain and the emotional scars no courtroom can fix. Jasmine Dior isn't just some random face from the crowd. She's the daughter of Darius Gillibo, the man Remy Ma's son is accused of executing in cold blood. For her, this isn't about fame, attention, or viral moments. It's about loss, a permanent, gut-wrenching kind of loss. After the courthouse clash made headlines, Jasmine took to social media to clear the air, and she didn't hold back. "You would have thought I did something to you," she said in a raw, emotional post. "But I'm the one who lost my father. Realistically, I can never speak to him again. You can still see your son." Those words hit different. And suddenly, the altercation outside the courthouse wasn't just some messy celebrity drama. It was a glimpse into a much deeper pain. Jasmine wasn't trying to make Remy a villain. She was trying to make her feel something. According to her, Remy showed no remorse, no sympathy, no acknowledgement that someone's life was taken. In fact, Jasmine claimed Remy glared at her throughout the court proceedings as if her son was the real victim. That's what sparked the confrontation. "Miss, where's your remorse?" she asked, not just to Remy, but to everyone watching. It wasn't a rhetorical question. It was a challenge. People online began taking sides. Some said Jasmine was right. Remy came off cold, distant, and unbothered. Others said she was a grieving, Mother doing what any mom would do, standing by her child. But underneath it all, one thing was painfully clear: this wasn't just about justice. It was personal. And for Jasmine, no sentence, no apology, no courtroom decision will ever give her father-back.so what exactly happened the night her father was killed. What is Remy Ma's son really being accused of? Because the details of that murder case are chilling. Behind all the shouting, the handcuffs, and the viral headlines, there's a far darker story unfolding inside the courtroom. A case that could put Remy Ma's 23-year-old son, Jason Scott, behind bars for the rest of his life. According to prosecutors, this wasn't some random act of violence. They claim it was a targeted hit, a calculated setup to end one man's life. The victim, 47-year-old Darius Gillibo, was gunned down on a street in Queens, New York, on June 7, 2021. And according to authorities, Jason didn't act alone. Prosecutors have linked him to another man, Richard Swigert, who they believe helped plan and carry out the murder. Together, the two were allegedly hired to eliminate Gillibo in what officials describe as a cold, calculated execution. Jason is accused of firing multiple shots, even after the victim had already collapsed. No hesitation, no mercy, just bullets and silence. The investigation took a major turn when surveillance footage and phone records reportedly placed both men at the scene during the time of the killing. The evidence was enough for a grand jury to issue a 7-count indictment against Jason Scott. The charges include first-degree murder, second-degree murder, reckless endangerment, and 4 counts of criminal possession of a weapon. If convicted, Jason isn't just looking at years behind bars, he's facing life in prison without the possibility of parole. And while Swigert is already serving time for a separate murder committed the same year, his involvement in this case has only deepened public suspicion and raised new questions. For Remy Ma, the stakes couldn't be higher. She's now watching her only son stand trial for one of the most serious crimes imaginable. But even as the evidence mounts, one haunting question still lingers: why was Darius Gillibo targeted in the first place? So far, no motive has been confirmed. And that silence has only opened the floodgates for rumors and speculation that continue to swirl around the case. While Remy Ma's name grabs the headlines, Darius Gillibo is the man whose life was cut short and whose story is still largely unknown to the public. He was 47 years old, a father, a familiar face in his Queens neighborhood. And according to his daughter, Jasmine Dior, he wasn't just a victim, he was her anchor. The details of his life haven't been fully spotlighted in the media, but the people who knew him paint a picture of a man who had made mistakes. Yes, but was trying to live a quieter, more grounded life. He wasn't a celebrity. He wasn't a street legend. He was a man trying to stay out of trouble, and then one day, he was gone. The most chilling part: to this day, there's no clear motive for why he was targeted. Prosecutors allege that Darius was the intended target of a murder for hire plot, but they've kept the why behind sealed lips. No money trail has been revealed. No vendetta confirmed. Just a deadly hit carried out with brutal precision, and that silence is left a dangerous void, one that the internet has filled with rumors. Some say Darius may have had ties to people from his past. Others believe he was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. And then there are those asking the most uncomfortable question of all: was this part of something bigger? Jasmine Dior, though, isn't chasing theories. She's mourning a father who won't walk her down the aisle, who won't answer the phone when she calls, who won't get justice unless the court gets it right. For her, this trial isn't just about punishment, it's about truth. And so far, no one has given her that. But while she grieves, Remy Ma continues to show up for her son, stoic, silent, and standing tall, which brings us to the next unsettling twist in this story. Remy Ma hasn't said a word to the public, but her actions are speaking volumes. While the internet debates and emotions flare on both sides, Remy Ma has chosen a different path: complete silence. No statements, no interviews, no public tears, just quiet appearances in court, sitting behind her son, Jason Scott, as he faces charges that could take his freedom forever. For someone known for her bold lyrics and outspoken personality, Remy's silence is loud, deafening, even. And it's left people asking, what does that silence really mean? Is it strength, denial, or something more complicated? What is clear is this: she's not hiding. She's there at every hearing, walking through crowds, brushing past reporters, standing just feet away from the family of the man her son is accused of murdering. She doesn't speak, but her presence makes a statement. I'm here for my child. But to Jasmine Dior and others watching, that support looks like something else. It looks like coldness, like a lack of empathy, like a celebrity mom who refuses to acknowledge the pain her son may have caused. That perception is what sparked the courthouse confrontation in the first place. And it's what's driving an even deeper divide between the two families, one fighting for justice, the other clinging to hope. To Remy's fans, she's being a mother first, protecting her son, holding it together. After all, she knows what it's like to lose her freedom. She served 6 years behind bars herself. Maybe she sees herself in Jason. Maybe she believes he's innocent. Or maybe she just can't let go. But her refusal to address the public, even as tensions boil, is adding fuel to the fire. Every glare, every courtroom glance, every refusal to speak, people are watching. People are judging, and whether she realizes it or not, Remy Ma's silence is becoming part of the story. But while emotions run high, the public reaction is even louder, and the footage of her courthouse altercation has lit up social media in ways no one could have predicted. The internet didn't waste a second. Within hours of the confrontation outside the courthouse, clips of Remy Ma and Jasmine Dior had gone viral across TikTok, X, Instagram, and YouTube. No captions needed, just raw emotion, raised voices, and a face-off that felt like something out of a movie. But this wasn't fiction. It was real, and everyone had an opinion. Some viewers instantly sided with Jasmine. She lost her father. One comment read, Remy looked at her like she was nothing. Others called Remy's behavior cold, dismissive, even heartless, criticizing her for showing no visible remorse or even basic human empathy. But not everyone agreed. There was a strong wave of support for Remy too. Fans pointed out that she's a mother watching her only son potentially get buried by the legal system. She's standing by her kid like any real mom would. Someone wrote, that doesn't make her heartless, it makes her loyal. Still, the clip struck a nerve because it wasn't just about words. It was about body language, pain, and unspoken grief. The tension in that moment was so thick, viewers couldn't stop replaying it, analyzing every second like detectives. Then came the image of Remy in handcuffs. Whether it was symbolic or real didn't even matter. The visual hit hard, and with no confirmation about why she was being detained, the mystery only fueled the fire. Conspiracy theories began flooding in. Was she arrested for threatening behavior? Did Jasmine press charges? Was this all a distraction from what's happening in the courtroom? The speculation spiraled, and suddenly the focus shifted. No longer was this just about Jason Scott's murder trial now. It was also about Remy Ma's public unraveling, her reputation, and what this could mean for her career and legacy. People started wondering, is Remy helping or hurting her son's case? Can her presence be seen as support, or could it be seen as intimidation? Because in court, perception matters. And the line between loyalty and provocation, it's razor thin. But even with all the noise, one thing is crystal clear: this trial isn't just playing out in a courtroom. It's unfolding in the streets, on social media, and in the hearts of two families that couldn't be further apart. And yet, the most critical part of this story hasn't even happened yet. Because if Jason Scott is convicted, the consequences are irreversible. As the courtroom doors swing open for each new hearing, the weight of what's at stake becomes harder to ignore. Jason Scott, Remy Ma's only son, is staring down the possibility of life in prison without the chance of parole. If convicted, he won't just lose his 20s or his 30s, he'll lose everything. Prosecutors claim they've got solid evidence, surveillance footage, phone records, and an alleged co-conspirator who's already locked up for another murder. The case is stacking up fast, and the jury hasn't even been selected yet. But defense teams have one job: create doubt. And when the motive is unclear and emotions are this high, anything can happen. Still, the pressure is crushing, not just for Jason, but for Remy Ma, who's already lived through a prison sentence of her own. She rebuilt her life once, made a comeback, became a wife, a mother, a businesswoman. And just when it seemed like her story had flipped into redemption, she's right back in the storm. And this time, it's not her name on the docket, but her blood. Fans are watching closely, not just to see if Jason walks free or gets buried by the system, but to see what Remy becomes in the process. Is she a loyal mother defending her son no matter the cost? Or is she a public figure whose silence and posture are starting to chip away at her legacy? Whatever happens next will reshape everything, because one verdict could destroy a young man's future. One courtroom decision could redefine Remy Ma's reputation forever. And for Jasmine Dior, no ruling will bring her father back, but it might bring closure to a nightmare that still hasn't ended. This isn't just another celebrity headline. This is a life or death story with no script, no chorus, and no beat to ride. And the final chapter, it hasn't been written yet. Let us know in the comments, is Remy Ma doing what any mother would do? Or has she crossed a line that can't be undone? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss updates as this case continues to unfold.